Jill Biden said, I want to invite both teams to the White House.
Jill Biden, shut the fuck up. Oof. Like, I'm sorry. Listen.
She is an old lady.
I don't care. Stop being stupid. Oof. Stop overthinking things. Keep it simple. You know who won the game. You know who deserves the respect. They beat the shit out of Iowa over 15 points. Like, listen, stop it. The game was good until, LSU started beating them down. I had to throw on my Lakers and LSU colors today, representing. We got our purple on, purple and yellow.
Hell yeah, man.
But
we did not plan this, guys. We did not plan the match.
But. We didn't. But great minds. But there was a lot of how would you characterize it? A lot of
racial tension.
Yeah.
A lot of, racial tension. This is America. We can't watch anything without, choosing a side. Everything is so binary here. Yeah. And, you had Iowa, all white girls, had the best player in the nation, Caitlin Clark.
They did.
Young lady. I wasn't aware of her until the game. So I realized how much I just am detached from like the sports media and shit, because I didn't even know she existed. But she had a great game, but it wasn't good enough to get the W. And, Angel Reese, she let her know. She let her know, Angel Reese, on LSU.
She did.
She was all glammed out with the lashes, looking like a champion. Their coach was all glammed out, all sparkly, had the sparkly suit.
Impressive.
You can't wear a suit like that and lose. Like they had a lot of pressure on them, and they also wanted to shut down all the noise, about Caitlin Clark, who's been, all over the media, and a big reason why people tuned in to the game to begin with.
She's been all over the media. First, before we even dive into really the nitty-gritty of the details of this, I want to give a special shout out to LSU for winning. Angel Reese she's, I think, the only woman to ever have a double-double in every single tournament game. Like, she's clearly she's a baller in her own right. She's been through quite a journey through college. She's transferred. I think this is her first year at LSU or something like that, after being at Maryland before that. So I'm just really happy that they won. But, Caitlin Clark, the reason that this game I think it had almost 10 million viewers, like one of the highest viewed sports matchups in the last few years.
People don't even watch TV like that anymore.
Exactly. Like, it's crazy. Like, think about all the events that we've had: Oscars, Grammys, NBA Finals, Wimbledon, like all these different sporting events, and it beat all of them.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, this is the future of women's basketball right now that we're watching.
Yeah.
And people liked Caitlin Clark because she was up in bitches' faces. Like, you're down 15, shut up. She was over there saying, like, letting people shoot from the 3-point line. Like, she was deep in the paint, and she was like, nah, let her shoot. She ain't gonna make it.
I love it. I love the shit talk.
I like that swagger. Everyone loved that swagger. But then suddenly, when it's a different skin color, face, eyelashes, nails, swagger, everything's a little bit different. Then suddenly, you want to call Angel Reese a piece of shit.
Oof.
You want to call her a complete idiot. Fuck you guys.
Who said that?
Dave Pontneroy, the Barstool guy, who sold the company off. Keith Olbermann. Keith Olbermann, you only people know you because you were on ESPN. That's how we learned who you were. But now suddenly, let me backtrack. I didn't follow the games. I haven't been keeping up. I'm not aware. I don't watch any basketball, let alone. But he couldn't just say sorry.
Of course not. If you don't know, if you're uninformed as a journalist, just shut up. Just don't tweet.
It's sick, man.
But you're right. Like, it was a much different reaction when they took the L.
Yeah.
And it was a big talking point all week. Caitlin Clark came out herself and said, I don't feel like Angel Reese should be criticized. Like, we all kind of talk shit. We weren't the only two people doing it. And to me, it's like, when I watch this shit, it's sports. There's a lot of shit talking. These people are competitors. That's why we love it. And also, these are college students. People should not be this critical on college students. They're not professional athletes. I know you like to go ham on the heckling of professionals, shouting out their salaries. But that's a part of their gig.
That's right.
They have to talk to the media. They have to deal with the fans. I mean, obviously, there's a limit to that too.
Yeah.
But to have the media go out and call this young lady out of her name, I think is really
she's
messed
20
up.
years old, and y'all are attacking her after she just won the biggest game of her career. And at the same time, as somebody like Dave Pontneroy, who created this monster sports platform in Barstool Sports, which has grown from just being like memes and like random cartoon videos and all this stuff to podcasts attached to them and all this other stuff, you would think that you want women's sports to grow. You would think that you could realize that there's a lot of money involved in this. But because of what the face looks like, that's the problem for you. Like, it's nasty. The double standard between not only men and women, but black and white, it comes out in the craziest ways.
Yeah, it is crazy. But, I wonder what JJ Redick has to say about this, because he was adamant that the sports media had no racial bias, and how dare you bring that up. But then we see an instance like this when you see a white athlete and a black athlete do virtually the same thing and get treated totally different by, a lot of people in this country. But I feel like a lot of people are on Angel Reese's side. She's going to get a lot of support, and they're both going to still be in college, because you have to play all 4 years before you are eligible to be in the WNBA, which is also bullshit. But hey, I feel like this is a great storyline. I feel like both of them handled it very well after the fact.
Yeah.
And I just hate the narrative of not only, the white media loves to promote white athletes dominating in black sports. They didn't come up with the term "the Great White Hope" out of nowhere. That was a real thing. Came from boxing back in the day. They were like, "Oh, we need to find someone to beat Joe Louis."
Mm-hmm.
And now look, it's 2023. We're having the same conversation. So they get really hype on this. They build these people up, and they can't handle the loss. So I love it, I love it. You can't see me. Shout out to Tony Yayo. But people try to play both sides of this shit. Jill Biden said, I want to invite both teams to the White House, man. I never heard no bullshit like that in my life. Angel Reese, she retweeted that and said, "This is a joke."
That was one of the best tweets I've seen. Like, literally just a joke in all caps with laughing emojis. Like, Angel Reese she's been on a crazy run. Even after the championship, like, Red Bull gives you wings. She is flying. Like, she's got different podcasts that she's been on. She's been doing everything. And I'm really happy for her. Jill Biden, shut the fuck up. Oof. Like, I'm sorry. Listen.
She is an old lady.
I don't care. I know Joe got in her ass after that. Like, he was mad. Yeah. No, that's not a pause. That's his wife. Or maybe Kamala's husband did it. I don't know. Maybe that's what happened, Jill. Listen. Just stop being stupid.
Oof.
Stop overthinking things. Keep it simple. You know who won the game. You know who deserves the respect. They beat the shit out of Iowa over 15 points. Like, listen, stop it.
Both teams. That's some bullshit. I ain't never heard no shit like that.
Never. Never.
Yeah, that's embarrassing to be. Since when are we inviting losers? That's like, have you watched Love is Blind or not?
So I did start Love is Blind. Unfortunately, that's what I was watching on Sunday when Drake and Cole, which we'll talk about later, when they were on stage and stuff. Love is Blind is entertaining.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting concept. But the really funny part to me was that even as they're all going through this same experience, talking to multiple people, getting narrowed down to like a couple, then having to narrow down to one, people getting their hearts broken early on, haven't even seen this person. You got the women on one side starting their catty shit, like laughing at each other, like as this people are breaking down,
crying,
and then the men are just like, we got to lift each other up, like we're all here for the same thing, we could do this, like it's just.
Yeah, Women's Month is over. It's over, guys.
It is. It is.
I'm sorry.
And we're going to keep it real, okay? We love you, but your shit stinks too.
Oof.
It stinks too.
Yeah.
All right?
But yeah, man, that just reminded me, because Love is Blind, I'm like, how are you going to invite the losers? Like, how are you going to invite the losers back after people are able to see each other? I don't think that's right, but that shit is hella entertaining. I know I'm going to watch the final episodes with my family on Easter this Sunday. So shout out to you guys. I'm excited. I'm going to hold off.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I don't know.
We'll see how this develops. I mean, listen, like I said, I view both of them as the future stars of like WNBA once they get to the league.
Yeah. New Larry Bird and Magic.
You know? They balled out through the tournament. I'm excited to see next year. I'm sure the numbers are going to be up now. I think this is great for the game.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. And it's a shame that America can't watch a college sports event without making it all racial. But hey, it is what it is. Also, shout out to UConn Huskies and the men. They got the job done too.
That's
East
right.
Coast.
That's right. Her Angel Reese's cousin is on the UConn squad. I don't know his name because honestly, the women's game overshadowed the men's game. Nobody cared. Plus, it was a blowout. So congrats to them.
Yeah. Congrats. That shit was nuts. I think I'm gonna tune in to more women's games. Back in the day, I used to go to, more women's basketball games because the women's team was better at Rutgers. And this whole story kind of reminded me of, in the early 2000s when Don Imus called the Rutgers women's basketball team a bunch of nappy-headed hoes. And, he had to apologize. He got taken off the air. So, American media figures have a history of discriminating against Black women and Black people. And, this is pretty much the same type of thing, like 20 years later. So we don't forget.
We don't.
I don't forget Don Imus, R.I.P., but, you a piece of shit.
Yeah. And, lift up Black women. That's all I can really say. Go LSU Tigers. Go Angel Reese. Go that whole squad.
Yeah. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on Spotify. Follow on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
All the apps. We're everywhere. We are everywhere.